Bitcoin hit $99,000. Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Baby dolls, this is the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin. It's around 98,000 right now. It's going to be very volatile around this $100,000 mark. Man, I've been dreaming about 100K since I started researching Bitcoin back at the end of 2018. Here we are finally now. And remember, friends, don't be scared. I have been predicting a large number of Jeets to paper hand their way out here. Okay, I always thought, okay, Bitcoin, you either touch an 80K, you don't even get near 100, or when you get to 100, you can't stop there. You can't. There has to be a screw around, a rinsing and a washing. It has to be people who get out here. It has to, just the retailers, because they don't know how it works. They say they know how it works. They talk about market cap and gold and the growth rate and all this. They say all this stuff, but when you see this big fat $100,000 print in front of their face and they're waking up, friends, because what happens is the news comes out and they says Bitcoin hitting 100,000 American dollars. And then, like, Joe the plumber, basically, he goes home and he tells his wife, and she's, like, making spaghetti meatballs. She learned off, like, you know, maybe she's, like, cousins with Corey or something. And then, and what happens is she tells him, sell it, sell everything, $100,000, get out. It's going to go down to zero. Remember last time? And he's going to cheat it. He's going to cheat it, and then he's going to resent her in about 12 months when we're at 200,000. But for now, baby dolls, we're going to celebrate.
All I see is you.
A beautiful continuation here. So this Bitcoin, that weekly chart just showed you, it's like really in price discovery mode now. And friends, we got a lot of juicy news to go through today. But I mean, like, if you really want to look at what's going on, friends, yes, Bitcoin dominance still, once again, like, we've been watching it every single day, man. It's the longest run ever, huh? No DeFi season this year. It was just meme coins, but everything's going to turn around next year. But how much they turn around? Hopefully, Donald Pump has something to say about that. ETH BTC, friends, back to around 0.034. I mean, like, this thing is so vertical down. We need, like, a huge reversal up. But yeah, so shout out to my friend Ohxeagle. I don't know how you say your name from. Ohxeagle wants to know about Ethereum coverage. When's it going to move? When's it going to move? I've actually been covering it every single day. Ethereum, friends. So this is like the definitive. When does it move? January 2025. That's it. As soon as January ticks over. And all I can go from is like this sample size of 2. Okay, so in January 2017, look what happens. Here we have the end of 2016. So this is December 2016. As soon as January ticks over, this thing just starts going up. Look at that. ETH BTC, it goes up 40%. Literally 40%. And then it makes its huge move up. Now, this is obviously Ethereum's first cycle here. It was unicorn time, okay? What about if you go to, this is the 2016 halvening now. 2020 halvening, 2020. And then if you go to the end of 2020, which is right here, look what happens as soon as you move into the new year. As soon as you move into the new year, look at that. It goes on another 40% run. Okay, so wherever we are today, you know, let's say we are here around here in December, a 40% move up would bring us to 0.048 ETH BTC ratio, which means Ethereum goes to around $4,800. But that's not like exciting because like Bitcoin's well above its all-time high and that's Ethereum the all-time high. So we didn't care about this. We care about this big move, okay? But yes, it is a 2025 thing. And look, I'm just going off 4-year cycles. I don't know. All I have is a big fat lollipop, okay? All I have is that. All I have is a big fat green candle. Very family-friendly one as well. Keeps you very bright when the times are dark. That's all we can go off. I don't know what to tell anyone. We're bullish. It's just this 4-year cycle. Magic keeps repeating. And actually, baby dolls, I've had to make a quick interim post for ETH BTC here. I actually put it all together. So this is a chart here. You see the big fat green candle. This is Ethereum moving up a fast 40% move, which I will bring out the actual Ethereum USD chart, which is right here. This is it, friends. I just have this channel. Why do I have this channel here? Just because Ethereum, maybe that's where it comes up to, this peak here, the first pit stop. That's what I would love it to do. Would love it to go around here, $9,000-ish, comes back down. Everyone thinks it's over. Maybe back to 4. And then maybe we go for this super cycle pop. I'd love that, okay? But where would a plus 40% move take us. By the way, you got to assume Bitcoin doesn't move anywhere. Plus 40%, bang. Here you have 4,700. Maybe Ethereum's, maybe Bitcoin's even higher. So maybe this thing actually goes like plus 60% on USD. So 4 to 5K, because as you can see, it's just ready for it. It's ready for a fast move. It did it in January 2017, did it in January 2021. And I've got my post here, friends. Ethereum's going to have that fast 40% move. It did this before. Remember all the cucks who were bearish on Ethereum, friends. So remember all, there are cucks right now. You know who you are. I'm going to call you out. I just got a warning for yous. Remember all their names. Just burn them in your mind. Friends, most people in crypto, they're biased frauds. Okay, they're actually frauds. So they speak with certainty on things they don't know a lot of the times. But this is just human nature. But especially in crypto, a lot of people, because they make money, they think they're better than everyone a lot. You actually find these personalities, a lot of these egos and stuff. But you actually come to know that most people, they lost their edge a long time ago, or they never even had any edge to begin with. So they're making money, okay? Subscriptions, memberships, affiliate links, private ICOs. Yeah, they're making money, but they ain't making money buying and holding long term. They can't. They sell lows. They trade around. They trust me. They don't even trust me. Go check their accounts. They don't do it like that. Okay, they do everything else but that. And I'm like, bro, if you knew what the hell you're talking about, you'd be in the thing that made the most money. Why aren't you in the thing that makes the most money? Okay, we know long term holding outperforms everything. It's because they don't have the guts. That's why they don't have the guts. They don't have the spirit. So shame on them. We're going to come back to this post one day, friends. This post of mine. Like, as you can see right here, you have, look at this. Dear Ethereum holders, please review the following concept. Sunk cost fallacy. Also, Loopify. Kobe, the people want to know, do you own more Bitcoin than Ethereum? I have more Bitcoin 10 to 1. So a few months ago, he had more. It was basically, I think someone showed a post where he said he's like way tilted in Ethereum. He's like way more ETH. Just show, look at these, friends. Everybody just turns. Uniswap, bearish for Ethereum. Unichain's launch damages Ether's value, experts say. See? You just have CryptoBand and Randy Boo. This is the end of Ethereum. Now, of course, CryptoBand's a Randy Boo, he flip-flops. So he goes back into ETH, out of ETH. But it's just, you know, these titles are forever. It's Vitalik retarded. So these are the funny ones, man. These are the funny ones and ones I just want to show you. Like, they just put a collage here of these things that people say. And look, it's coming. I can tell you it's coming, friends. This plus 40% move. Like, come on, man. Donald Pump. We now have a crypto regime coming out. Friends, Gary Gensler just resigned. Donald Pump has a DeFi token. He's on Ethereum. He releases NFTs on Ethereum. So you have everything going for it. It has an Ethereum spot ETF. The whole 4-year cycle has been repeating exactly to the T. This is the next step. The next step is the flash 40% move of Ethereum. It's kind of funny. Hey guys, the 4-year cycle is repeating. How come you're telling all your friends and your family to sell and that it's trash and all these? Because they're frauds, bro. They're frauds. Now, getting onto some sexy, juicy news, friends. We've got to roll through the news, man. This is crazy. So yes, PulseChain core coins are all green, friends. It's actually beautiful to see. I'll show you all the green here. It's amazing. PulseX up 20%. Inc almost up 20%. Hex and Hex up 10% and 5%. Also, Pulse another 11% up. So it's actually green everywhere. We'll get more to the charts and stuff later. But the big news of today, friends, as well. Gary Gensler, the Seaman Demon, he actually officially honk. He stepped down. He actually officially stepped down. So he's gone. He's gone. And he's like leaving January. He's done, friends. He's done. We also have Donald Pump, friends. His crypto advisory council is expected to set up the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So they're actually making fast moves. Do you remember when everyone was talking about it and he did this 10-point plan? And I said, look, man, I know they're politicians. I know they make promises, but we just need one of these 10 things and they'll be good. Just fire like Gary Gensler. Just do something like that. That's it. That's all. That's better than anything else we've ever got. Because, friends, look, we're going to get the 4-year cycle anyway, but now that we have a Donald Pump cycle, we just increase the odds, in my opinion, that we get an alt season like this, okay, which is a cycle like this, where we have, this was 2017. Everyone knows this, friends. 2017 was the greatest bull market run of all time. It was the greatest, and Donald Trump was president then. So just as a philosophically, friends, if you want to know, like, why is Donald Trump, why does the market pump when he's in? It's a bit of an illusion, okay? So, but not really. But when Donald Pump gets in, friends, his whole persona, he's an inflationary guy because he wants to bring jobs back. He wants to bring manufacturing back. He wants America to make a lot of stuff. And that's inflationary because for you to make things in America, you have to go borrow from the bank a lot of money. They borrow, they build the capital equipment and the machines and the conveyor belts and all the roads and everything. So that requires a lot of money borrowing, and then they go basically spend that in the economy, and it basically heats everything up, okay? Because you're bringing everything back, okay? Like in the long run, eventually though, a lot of people say, well, this doesn't really work because eventually other countries just do what you're doing better, and then you run into the same problem where companies like downsize and they like, you know, export their workers out to other parts of the world and stuff. But it doesn't really matter. We're playing a 4-year cycle here, a 4-year regime. We're not playing a 40-year one. But that's ultimately why markets pump on that, because it's basically things are running hotter than usual. So you're seeing these big numbers nominally. You're like, oh, wow, I'm seeing these big growth rates. Yeah, but the inflation was hot as well, the undertone of the economy, okay? But the best part is people are always, they estimate inflation very bad. They've done a lot of studies on this. So people, friends, amazing stats. People can save money normally. Do you know that? I had no idea. I grew up thinking people save terribly. They don't actually save terribly. It's the currency that they save in is terrible. Okay, so people save, everyone saves money for a rainy day. The problem though is they really underestimate inflation because for humans, we don't calculate the inflation rate pretty well in our minds. And that's why people run into trouble in a recession and stuff out here. So, I mean, that's why Bitcoin solves this, right? But also because of this inflation getting hot, now you can kind of imagine in your mind when we have a bull run and people are seeing all the other items around the world like get really, really, really hot really fast. They have no idea how to compute this long term. So when things get too hot, they can never imagine them going down. And when things get down, you get the point, right? Because people always linearly expect it. So if things keep running hot, it's kind of like really inflationary. We might see more exuberant prices. So you never know, man. We might even see like a $300,000 Bitcoin. Just it's something that reflects it. But I guess we'll find out next year. Also got some great news as well. US Senator Cynthia Lummis, she officially calls for the US government to rotate its gold into Bitcoin. So friends, remember gold, if Bitcoin matched gold price, it's $900,000 per Bitcoin. And we have more senators now. That's what we want, friends. We just want them. Friends, this is why Bitcoin's winning, okay? Because now when Bitcoin gets spoken about, they speak about it with gold. And you can actually see it on this website, companiesmarketcap.com. Look at that. Bitcoin, friends, is now ranked 7. Almost pretty much 2 trillion. It's right next to Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Tim Apple's company. Here we have, and then Nvidia, and then you have gold up here. You see that, friends? So they're trying to peg themselves to gold. You see, that's the real pegging. The pegging is Bitcoin, digital gold. Why? Because gold's got 18 trillion. Now, friends, that's the long-term game theory of Bitcoin. Once it flips gold, then it starts to peg itself to the US dollar. And that's why, friends, I've always been saying, just be careful in the manias of these, because the big controllers, friends, you know, deep state, central bank, they know this is happening slowly over time. They know what's happening. So if we get too hot, when crypto gets 10 to 12 trillion, I really believe, friends, like Roca Negra, you can't trust them. Okay, right now, yeah, everybody's buying the bags, but you can't trust them really when it comes to that next bear market, okay? So be careful. Also got some fascinating news as well. Donald Pump team officially files for trademark application for TrueFi, a platform intended to support crypto payments, custody, and crypto trading. So Donald Trump, friends, is Truth Finance, okay, opening up his exchange. There's more ground being made there. Remember, friends, he's meeting with Boldilocks, so Brian Boldstrong, the Coinbase CEO, which is awesome, man, because that's what you want, man. He's pro crypto. He's bringing it all back. He's actually bringing it all back. That's why we're gonna crank it, friends. You know what else is gonna be brought back? We're gonna get PulseChain, PulseX. We have Hex as well, the better Bitcoin. Man, friends, it was funny. One person lost their mind in the reply section. Funny enough, he lost his mind. I wish I could find the comment. He said, Sommi, stop saying Hex is the better Bitcoin. Stop saying it. No. Do you want to know what his username is? I'm not making this up. His username is Richard Schuler, which is Richard Hart's real birth name. Come on, bro. Hex is a better Bitcoin. Does that upset you? And by the way, technically, it is. Especially when green candles are happening right now. You want to check it? In the past 90 days, Hex is up. Look at this, friends. 393% in the past 90 days. I mean, what's Bitcoin up? I mean, like, it's 7 days is up 11%, but like, just, that's all people care about. You know, people care about number go up. You'll see. Like, friends, look, we're going to play some Pumpy G music as well. Okay, you've bought your $100,000 Bitcoin. Now what? Friends, the people buying in now, they got itchy fingers. They're like, okay, now what do I do? What do you mean, what do you do, bro? You hold it. They're like, hold it. Boring. And we're like, yeah, bro. Remember when it was $3,000 and we told you to hold it to 100? And they're like, okay, yeah. Then they go away for a week. But then they hear their other friend. They didn't buy Bitcoin. They bought the real Bitcoin on PulseChain. They bought it here, okay? But they bought it at $500. And then in like, 12 months, maybe friends, maybe this thing's like 40,000, okay? They're like, wow, you made a 72x on your money? Yeah, I bought the real Bitcoin. PWBTC. Wrap Bitcoin from PulseChain. So it's all going to start to happen, friends. It's kind of funny. Like it's always the Bitcoin maxi type. Remember, friends, exactly 4 years ago, dude. Let's go back to the Bitcoin dominance. Friends, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember we were right here. We were literally right here. And Max Keiser called for Bitcoin dominance, 99%. Friends, I can't look. These guys, they don't talk about the charts. But I knew they watched the charts from this moment. I never forgot it, okay? As soon as Bitcoin dominance broke this high, all right, on this high, let's actually go down to a daily just so you can see it. I'll never forget this moment, okay? This is how I knew everybody was a fraud. Because they were all saying, don't watch the charts, don't watch the charts, okay? As soon as Bitcoin dominance was up here, okay? Do you see this zone here? Now, you can't see, it was very momentary, friends. Within hours, it went up. Bitcoin dominance broke the high, 73%. Bitcoin Maxi's got euphoric. Euphoric. They were going, oh, well, DeFi is a scam. You're all wrong. Everything is going to go to zero against Bitcoin. What happens next? Bang! Huge alt season right there. Well, not the biggest of all time, but that's exactly what happened, man. They just got euphoric. And I'm just sitting there. I was in confusion. I was like, dude, this happens every 4 years. But friends, we actually just learn from Uncle Sommi, okay? Learn from Uncle Sommi, your friend here. They have loud mouths because of two reasons. One, they're just biased because they get in. It's their first one. But also, you know the big guys who talk, friends? They have so much of the coin, they can't rotate out into another smaller altcoin because it takes too much work for them to do it. You see? So they're stuck on that one thing. It's kind of like someone who lives in a state in America and they just never leave because maybe got their family there. You know what I mean? They just got too much there. They're locked in now. They're literally locked in. And then you realize, wait, if you're locked in, the market doesn't care whether you're locked in or not. Like the other stuff is still going to move. Why can't you see it? And I realize, no, it's because they don't want to see it. They're too rich to care. That's why. Like, for example, friends, Max Keiser, I know he's a believer. Of course, he's a big believer. I'll just give you an example. Even someone out there, let's say like Dan Held or something. Let's say he's got 2,000 Bitcoin, friends. 2,000 Bitcoin is $192 million, okay? He can't put in, the only thing he could buy is Ethereum, okay? He can't go get a $40 million position in PulseChain, okay? He makes the thing go up 4x minimum. You see what I mean? Like, that's PulseChain, by the way. He can't put a $192 million position into Pika. You know what I mean? He makes it go 48,000x. So that's why they're just locked into that one thing. Now, continuing as well with other juicy news. CFTC chairman Chris Giancarlo is considered as leading candidate for Trump admin crypto czar. The role focuses on advancing crypto market growth, blockchain innovation, and streamlining stablecoin regulation. So this is beautiful to see. All the cabinet friends, they're coming out. They're all pro-crypto. They want to bring the jobs in. And obviously they should, man. America should. Really should, man. Do you really want, like, if you're America, you got to lock down these stablecoins, man. If I was talking to American politicians, I'm like, look, okay, don't listen to the crypto kids, okay? We're here to speculate, okay? The real use case of crypto, and no one talks about it because it's a bit of a taboo issue, it's stablecoins. Did you know that, friends? You know, like 55% of, the biggest use case of crypto is actually stablecoins. I'm not joking. Okay, just forget the store of value, but everyone's there just to speculate and number go up. But yeah, the biggest use case is actually stablecoins. So US, if they want to remain world power, they have to lock this down. It's not like, oh, maybe we will. No. This is literally the future. Crypto is growing now. It's at 3 trillion. which is what I have right here, 3.2 trillion. Man, like it's going up there. What are you going to do when crypto's 10 trillion? Like it's half of gold. Okay, wouldn't you be concerned if China owned literally half of every gold mine in the world? Wouldn't you be very concerned? Because then they can go make their currency without you. America will be like, yeah, we would be concerned. Okay, well, you should also be concerned. What if China and your adversaries are turbo long crypto, the biggest growing asset, the largest growing asset in the world? Because then they can control the stablecoin routes. So they're all waking up, man. That's why Donald Pump, all these, they know they gotta lock it down. But of course, got to be careful as well, because crypto, friends, why is crypto special? It's because it's transparent. So if you remove the transparency, you just have another database out there in the world. Okay, so, but the transparency is how the central bank needs to operate. It can't let the people know they are using money routes to pay for assassinations and stuff. They can't let them know. You know what I mean? So they're never going to get this privacy stuff. No way. They're going to, they'd rather, instead of doing that, they'd rather spend $1 billion in a year campaigning and brainwashing America, saying, you know what? We don't need to peek in everyone's bathroom, do we? They'll use terminology like that just so the people don't ask for, hey, all the insider stuff. You know, for example, like, hey, show us advanced UFO tech, show us all the people that you've killed along the way, etc., etc. 0 point energy. So there's all these things that they just don't want to uncover, and they'd rather keep it quiet. Also, friends, today, right, PUI network went down for 2 hours. PulseChain users unaffected. Remember PUI, SUI? So that's what happens with these networks. They go down, and like, I know a lot of the big money guys, they actually look at that. They're like, man, I don't want to touch that. But for the degens, man, people don't care. People don't care because it's about the network in there. But also PUI, they got some mainstream influencers, KOLs, obviously paid for, friends. Remember I showed you PUI started, one person leaked this because one of their friend KOLs is in it. PUI basically, they did a just did a marketing campaign where the more you posted about PUI, the faster your unlock came. So if you only posted about it like once a week, then your unlock is like in 6 months from now. But if you start posting about it every day, then it goes to like 1 month or something. It was something like where it just speeds up the process. And he alerted everybody to that because as PUI started moving, it was happening. Now, this is the PUI chart. Actually doing really well as well. So it did this big reversal up from the bottom here. 8x from the... That's actually huge. This big capitulations. But that the shilling stuff starts coming out here, friends. But that's what happens, man, because... Look, friends, it's one thing to know, they're shilling and they're dumping on you. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. They are doing it. There's one smart person, you're switched on. Then there are like 5 emotional retailer money who have more money than you and they overpower you anyway. You see? So if you're doing this strategy in 2023, it doesn't work. Okay? All you can get is like a freaking plus 30% gain and then they dump. But now it's crypto bull market. Now Bitcoin's pretty much $100,000. And now you have a lot of other people who are more than willing to take on the risk because they saw Solana go up. They saw, Bitcoin rise up. There's all these ETFs and stuff and Donald Pump. You see what I mean? So just because you learn the game, you should still play. That's what I'm saying in a nutshell. Okay? You have to play the game, okay? You can sit on the sidelines and just call everybody a scammer. The problem is people are going to play the game anyway, okay? And then you'll ultimately lose. And obviously, what I mean by playing the game, well, you got a 4-year cycle. You got a 4-year cycle. And you just know, like, these areas are, if you're buying, you're playing momentum, okay? You don't become a bag holder later on. That's ultimately what you got to be thinking about because in your mind, you'll be thinking about those KOLs who shield you. Oh, this thing's going another 4,000x because it's the future. But no, they just got paid to say that. But really, people say that stuff all the time, friends. Like, well, the stuff we say, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what people say. Just that people rely on that when they're bag holding. They use that as their excuse to stay in, and that's what I don't want you to do. But, we got the momentum on the upside part, so we'll worry about that later now. Now, because you're a sweet cherry pie pumpkin, friends, I've got some great news from the week, just like as a general overview. It's actually been like, this is actually interesting how much crypto is ramping up. So Pennsylvania introduced a bill to buy Bitcoin as a reserve asset. So they're copying the MicroStrategy stuff, which is amazing for adoption, right? ChainLink as well, as I mentioned earlier in the week, friends, they're being used by Brazil's central bank, and the Link token is still poop. And obviously, all the Link Marines fans, kind of funny, that they just don't pay attention. They just don't pay attention, okay? We're a Cycle 2 narrative coin, okay? Cycle 2 narrative. Real-world assets and Cycle 1, so we get some boost there. But we're also mainly an Oracle. So we need 2025 to repeat. That's it. Just like Ethereum. You only have a 1% chance of being your unicorn pumper in a Bitcoin halving year if you're an older coin. That's it. 1%. Remember, we know the 5 coins, friends. Solana, BNB, Injective Fetch, and then Floki. Okay, so those 5 out of 500. There's a 1% chance. Okay, so ChainLink was one of the coins, by the way, in 2019 and 2020. It was one of the coins. Unfortunately, it's not this one. Okay, but funny enough, this is why Binance is a unicorn, friends. Binance was a unicorn in 2020 cycle in the bear market there, and it was also a unicorn in this one as well. It was like a double unicorn. Maybe it's something to think about in the next cycle. But really, is it worth it? Do you want to take that risk? Do you want to take that risk? You're like, and all you get is you just get higher ETH value or BTC value stored in the bear market. It's too risky, man. Like, you're betting everything on one coin, on BNB. Yeah, it's strong, it's good, but you're better off just sitting in stable coins and BTC in that period. Also, more news. This is amazing, friends. DyDx releases DyDx Unlimited. Now, friends, what this lets you do is, I haven't checked out the full tech, but it allows anyone to launch a new trading pair, which is amazing. This is actually cool. So if you have a meme coin, okay, you can launch a perpetual swap for your meme coin. I guess you deploy tokens somewhere and then it sets up the page for you automatically. That's actually cool. Now, don't do it. You're going to get destroyed. It lets you do leverage on it. But I guess what people do is they supply the tokens and then there's an automatic borrowing rate that's adjusted based off how much tokens is in there. So I guess if a lot of people put their tokens in, then the borrowing rate goes like really, really low. But if there's not that many tokens, everyone's paying exuberant rates because it's very, very highly risky, right? Because like if there's a meme coin and it can drop 99% in a day, not many people want to leave their tokens locked up to be borrowed and shorted. You know what I mean? Because they want to be able to just sell it at any time. Okay, so it's actually interesting that we're able to do this with this cool tech and stuff out here. But ultimately, it doesn't really mean coins pump now or anything, because when you're on Binance, you have the advertisements. They're giving you like, I don't know, multiple millions of customers. They get to see your ticker. That's what really pumps your bag. It's not the fact that you could trade it. It's just that we have to have a bigger giant advertisement billboard out here. Also, Curve Finance launched scrvUSD, a curve yield-bearing stablecoin. So I wonder if that's going to be something to do with pDAI or something later on, where maybe it won't be that directly. But yeah, friends, that's really cool tech for crypto. So you can hold the stablecoin and it earns interest automatically in the background. That's exactly how wrapped Ethereum works. Sorry, the staked Ethereum. The staked Ethereum, that's how it works. So yeah, like Rocket Pool Ethereum. Remember, you're earning more ETH every single day just by holding it. Also, big news, right? Crypto ownership becomes legalized in China. So this is beautiful. Once again, it's kind of funny, friends. We don't trust these China. We don't trust the Chinese government at all. What are they going to do? They're going to ban it at the top all over again and just cause a bear market. Yeah, man. Just to remind you, friends, China killed the 2021 bull market. It destroyed it hard, okay? China killed the bear market. So China did this and it ruined everything. It pretty much destroyed everything. And if Donald Trump was there, I guarantee you, if Donald Trump was, he got more votes. We know that in 2020 for sure now. If Donald Trump was here, I guarantee you he would have done, don't worry about China. We're going to do this. We're going to get it back. We're going to do it. He would have like made some announcements and said like, oh yeah, don't worry, come to us. We're going to support crypto. But because we had Soy Bankman-Fried stuff there, and then the Democrats, the presidency was just really just horrible back. This really anti-crypto. Gary Gensler, Seaman Demon, just got elected, by the way, around that period as well. So they're like, oh yeah, we hate crypto. So yeah, good. China's banning you. So yeah, screw them. Also, friends, MakerDao named Sky launched their USDS stablecoin on Solana. So officially got deployed. Remember, USDS, USD Soy. It's CBDC. It's not even CBDC Lite. I was about to say Lite. No, it's actually CBDC. They can pause the stuff anyway. They can blacklist you. Okay, so it's not a real. It's just, you guys. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You've made the world's first decentralized stablecoin on Ethereum, and now you're becoming a CBDC. Oh my gosh, dude. These people, okay, they need a leader. Like, they need someone like me. Okay, I just smack them on the bum with a giant lollipop all day and telling them, work harder. You're not working hard enough for the people. And stop becoming a soy-drinking, pencil neck, virgin, hunchback cuck. Stop it. Because they just keep moving this way. They're like, oh, yes, let's go do this. Like, I hope this thing fails, by the way. I don't wish many things to fail. I want this to fail. Dude, you CBDC. Why do we need your trashy CBDC coin? The government's already doing it, okay? Oh, man. The real MakerDao is on PulseChain, and the real stablecoin is pDAI. So, maybe Richard Hart, friend. Maybe... Man, friends, that's going to be great, though. If pDAI, friends, like, MakerDao, they're sunsetting DAI. Like, we're the real DAI now. And I say it as a meme joke, but it's not a meme joke. They're actually sunsetting DAI. It still works the same way, but they're not supporting it anymore. So here is pDAI, the world's first future speculative stablecoin. It's almost 1 cent, by the way, friends. Like, man, it's so close to 1 cent. Oh my gosh, only like 20-30% to 1 cent. Once it hits 1 cent, I think people will feel they have to have a position now. They have to. Because, friends, what 1 cent basically is saying? What 1 cent is saying still, it's like, wait a minute. The market is giving you a 1% chance of getting to a dollar. 1% chance. Okay, as a Richard Hart project, you know Richard Hart's, he owns half of the coins. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you want to give Richard Hart a 1% chance of anything? Think about it. Do you really want to give him 1% chance of succeeding in anything? Oh, come on, like 1% for a guy that smart with that much money? All right, but you might say, oh, but Tommy, I'm still bearish on him because maybe like, you know, he's a Ponzi scammer. Okay, but 1%'s too low, and you know it. Okay, you know it's too low. What about 20% chance? Okay, but if you think Richard Hart only has a 20% chance of succeeding with pDAI, friends, that is still another. Look, that's this distance. That is a 24x return from today. And you're not even saying he succeeds. You're just saying you just give him like a 20% odd chance of succeeding. So, friends, I've taught you a lot about speculating and markets and probabilities and how to think about stuff. And like, because that's what happens when market prices go low. Like Ethereum's down at 0.03. I'm like, wow, there's a 4-year cycle. We have Donald Pump. He likes Ethereum and DeFi and everything. You guys are literally giving the thing like a 10% chance to ever come back. Like, okay, maybe you're right. Because, you know, 1 out of 10 cases, you're going to be right. I just think you're wrong now. And by the way, when it comes to pDAI, friends, once again, look at this pDAI to pulse ratio. I think that next step, man, it can go to 400-500 or something. So, oh, man, this is going to get very interesting. By the way, just a friendly reminder as well. In the new Pokemon people who are coming into crypto, PulseChain, they call me the pDAI guy. I'm not making it up. It's just because the timing of when they saw Pika going up and they joined the PokeCenter coins, and we got a Ditto hat now. They bought Ditta and Meowth and Charm and the Snorlax and the Blastoise and Pika. When they're having fun with their people coming in because they've only seen me talk about pDAI. They go, oh, you're the pDAI guy. I'm like, I'm the pDAI guy? I'm not the pDAI guy, friends. I'm your friend. That's what counts. Now, where is crypto going from here? Now, where we are now, baby dolls, this is total market cap. The total crypto is literally, we're in price discovery. Okay, now this is the super exciting part. Now, what happened last time we got into price discovery? Last time we got into price discovery was here in the end of 2020. Friends, this is kind of wild, man. Look at this. This was November, December. And oh my gosh, of 2020. And now he's November, December of 2024. My gosh, it's like it's repeating exactly the same. Okay, what comes next? Well, this is what comes next. Let's actually go through and see. Around here, friends, the 1 trillion zone. Around here, you have the screw around area. Okay, but altcoins start going nuts up here. Okay, so Bitcoin, let's actually go down into the daily chart here. Okay, so this is, so just so you know, okay, so this part here, this is total crypto where we are now. So Bitcoin does a big triangle, okay? And then this big move comes up here. But that's the final move, and then alt seasons start here. If you remember this date, friends, Feb 2021. And now I've switched to the Bitcoin dominance to show you. So this is what it actually looks like. So this is January, friends. So firstly, Bitcoin does a squeeze, almost like what it's doing now. But then it comes back down and it just like grinds, okay? Remember that date, Feb? Look at this, right here. You see? So basically, Bitcoin squeezes, altcoins come back, and then this is where this is literally like your final. Like I never advocate for leverage, but this is your actual final chance to get like a 10x leverage long. Like just literally, it's time to go. Time to really go. Now, right now it's time to go, but this is actually, and please don't do 10x leverage long, okay? Because if you just drop 10%, you lose your whole stack. But that's the actual final moment. It's Bitcoin is charged, altcoins catch up, and then everyone comes in. Because what's happening during this period, friends, on average? So these 2 to 3 months, remember alt season lasts for like this 100 days. The first 50 days is people hear about Bitcoin, and they come in and they're like, oh, I don't want to own a large item price that's $100,000, for example. What's this over there? This Dogecoin thing went up 10x in a day. Let me go buy that. That's what they do. Okay, so they come in for the attention, and they're like, what's some other stuff? Are you making money in that thing? And they start just buying all these other random stuff that starts moving. Okay, so that's the psychology that happens behind it. And then these weak hands, friends, you're gonna see them and you're gonna get scared because you go, oh crap, you lose money. You're not a winner. You lose money. Well, like I said, friends, it's a 4-year cycle. That window of time, those 50 days when it starts appearing, okay, it doesn't have to be 50 days, but it has been 50 days every single time. That 50 days of when they start to pile in, think about it, out of 4 years, that's the moment where they're going to be right this time. So they're wrong like 8 times in a row. This is the one time they're right. Okay, the one time they're right. It's because Bitcoin did a big thrust up. It's bull market time. Global liquidity cycle continues. And then we have the bam. This is the big alt season. This is like a huge alt season, but then it's all over. Very fast, it's all over. So if you want to know, friends, look at this. This is the first 50 days. This is the next 50 days. But if you look at the time here, look at this. 50 days and 50 days. So the first 50 days is making the bear market floor. The next 50 days is what we call euphoria. And then everything has to actually recover, which what everything has done right now. Actually funny, look at that. We recover look at that. In the bear market, everything comes back. So we're actually now back to the dominance floor from about 4 years ago when we started that first 50 days. But, you know, you didn't know it was going to happen exactly like that. It just so happened to be that way. So what I'm now going to do is just show you the super trend on Bitcoin dominance. That's what we're waiting for. There will be a snap somewhere. And by the way, if you want to know, what was this snap? What was this snap? Remember I told you at the beginning of the video, Ethereum did a flash 40% rally? Yes, that was the snap. So why did Bitcoin dominance go down here? It's because Ethereum did a fast 40% move. I'll actually show you it on the chart right now. And you got to remember, this chart is ETHUSD, so it's actually more than 40%. So look at this, friends. Here you go. So you have, see, January starts. Look at that. First week, Ethereum is up 40%. Look at that. That's big, man. So Ethereum goes up 40%. And by the second week, it's up 91%. There you go. 14 days, 94%. See you later. There you go. There's your flash move right there. Okay, that is the Bitcoin dominance switching the other way. Okay, but this is the thing, man. See, markets, friends, are chaotic and random. You see, in this cycle, so this is interesting, okay? Ethereum back then was down, like, look at this, 69% from its top. Right before as Bitcoin started to charge up. Okay, so remember that number. Ethereum was down 69%. So if Ethereum was down that week, it would be down at $1,400. Except Ethereum is up at $3,300 now. Now, if I showed you this chart, I had a crystal ball, and I showed you this chart, you and I would conclude Ethereum must be doing really well this cycle because it's like closer to its all-time high in this cycle because we have less weak hands. We have more strong believers and stuff that people understand it. And it's third cycle and people understand it more. However, you'd be wrong about the sentiment because the money's gone to Solana, okay, right now for the past 14, 15 months. So Ethereum, on a relative basis, has been strong. However, looking by the chart, it looks strong, right? But look what's been happening. You're like, wait a minute, Ethereum, you should be like much, much, much higher. But yeah, but if it's an altcoin, it shouldn't. If it's an altcoin, Ethereum is exactly where it should be. So I guess Bitcoin really is base money of crypto. And that's what's pretty much been saying right now. Doesn't mean that Ethereum can't flip it. Of course, it can flip it one day. But the volatility of stuff, the volatility of returns, that's going to be something to think about. So there you go, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget it loves you. Catch you soon.